Alright, welcome. This is Java 2. We're trying to figure out, today we're going to take our dice and transform it into a graphical user interface. But to do that, we're going to have to rely on a PC, and we're going to have to load something called Netbeans in order to do that. So the reason why we're doing that is because Netbeans has this really nice UI builder. It makes it pretty much automatic. Well, not super automatic, but a lot easier than it would be to try to create a graphical user interface in Replit. So we're going to switch over to PC land here. And I'm going to go find my code here in Replit, and I'm going to transfer it over to Netbeans. And I'll tell you what you need to do to get that to work out. So we're in Java 2. Here's our, there's our dice roller. It's not there. Java 2 should be really good. Dice sector, yeah, that's the one we want. Okay, so we're trying to convert this project into a Netbeans project. How do you go about doing that? Well, I mean, we can, I suppose, copy this main method. I'm going to copy all the code here. And then I'm going to create a new Netbeans project. I'm opening up Netbeans. You can't see that. Here's what it looks like, Netbeans. I'll double click on that. My assumption is you have Netbeans installed and ready to go. And then if you need help installing it, you're using the 8.2 version of the IDE. It should be freely downloadable. If you download a bundle from the Oracle website, it's called a Netbeans Java bundle. I think that's what you type in. It will give you a bundle, and that's the one it bundles the Java development kit with Netbeans together. One download, so it's a lot easier. All right, so here's a Netbeans, what it looks like, and this is an integrated development environment for doing for creating Java programs for the PC specifically. So I'm going to create a new one. I'm going to call this one, something I haven't called it yet, Yahtzee Dice. Why don't we call it that? So I'm going to create a new project. It's a Java application. And we'll give it a meaningful name, Yahtzee Dice. All right, finish. It creates an empty project for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to paste in that code I copied from Replit right here. I'm going to leave the Yahtzee Dice class name out there. I'm just going to, when I paste it, I'll get rid of that other class. I'll get rid of this at the end, and then here, it has this main class and this header. I'm going to take out, I'm going to move this import up above, and I'll put it after the package. So here we're going to start using packages, but I'm going to paste in that import statement there after the package statement. And then I'm going to get rid of this class, and then I think everything's happy. Now, it doesn't know what the dice class is because we haven't imported that dice class yet, so we got to do that still. But it'd be interesting to see if this will still work in this new environment, in this IDE environment, once we get it installed. The next class we need, let's make that dice class. So I click here on the package name, I say right click, and I say new, and we're going to add a new Java class, we'll call it dice. It gives us an empty dice class. But we know it's not empty because we have our dice class right here in right here in Replit. So I'm going to grab all of this then. So everything you have in your dice class, I'm just copying that, and then I'm going to go back over to Netbeans and I'll paste it here. I just want to make sure this beginning is correct. We leave that package there. This we can take out because that's redundant. The app is just a row. And then here's our dice class, but notice that anytime it talks about the die class, it has an error because we haven't loaded that one yet. Now my die class, I have two die classes. I have a base class called die, and then I have a six-sided die. I think in the previous assignments, you don't have this one, but it's basically the same because the one that you have combines those two together. So I still have to make two more classes, at least for my version. So I'm going to say new Java class, and I'm going to call it die. And then another one for my six-sided die. So dice six-sided. I'll create that one. These are just empty right now, but then I can go out into Replit and grab. Here's my six-sided die. It's really not very fancy. It's just a child class of the die class. I don't know why I did that, just the idea of it. I'm just going to replace everything. Note that it's complaining here. You've got to include that package name, Yahtzee Dice. Let's do that. Package. And then everything here is lowercase. The package name is the same thing as our project name. It's just all lowercase. And then it stops complaining. And then last thing we need to do is the die class. So I go back to Replit and grab the code for the die class. And I'm just copying that into Netbeans. I'll leave the package name in there, so I don't have to type it in again. Complaining here. I pasted the wrong code. Go back and get the right code this time. Copy. Let's make sure I'm there. Go back. That's better. All right, see if this is still complaining. No. So now I've copied the project forward. Now my hope is that I should be able to run it and get the exact same output as I did over in Replit. Although it's a lot faster, I would imagine. Yeah, Replit's kind of slow. So here I got a 5, some 2s, some 3s. Do I want to roll again and say yes? Which ones do I want to hold? Maybe I'm trying to go for a full house, so I want to hold 2. Well, first I have to say yes. I want to change the held dice. And then say 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me see what I roll. Nope, I didn't get what I want, so I want to roll again. Do I want to change the dice I was holding? And I say no, I don't want to change those. I still want to hold 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I got a 3, so I got the full house. But you only get to roll 3 times, and it stops you from rolling a third time, so you have to start a new turn. And then it gives you another roll. Okay. So here's a proof that you can create Java programs out in Replit. You can create those same Java programs with hardly any changes, and it works in Netbeans. Java, is pretty portable. That's why people use it. You can make it work in a lot of different places. Here we're using a completely different IDE, but we get the same program. That's good. All right. So that's the first step. It's just getting your current version of the Yahtzee Dice Roller program thing over to Netbeans. Looks like I've done that. So then, what's the next step? Well, we want to make this graphical, which means we want to use a UI builder that's built into Netbeans. And so now that we have it working here, I don't want to rehash this because I actually have a video already set up that goes over how to add a user interface to this program. This is the way it is now. And so let me just show you where that video is. If we go to our plan for today, here, I'll just go there. Because I don't want to rehash everything that's in that video, but I just want to show you where it's at. And if you go here, adding a GUI to our dice class. So how do you create a user interface in Java? You have to complete the Yahtzee dice roller assignment. That's the previous one, right? The one that was just, that prints out the dice kind of using kind of ugly characters and stuff. But you recreate your dice roller assignment using the Netbeans IDE, so we just did that. And then here's a nice playlist. We've maybe watched some of these already, but we have our die class and dice class. But here's where we actually start adding a user interface. And so that's where I want you to start today after you've done your conversion over to the Netbeans. You go there. Now just to reiterate, if you need to install Netbeans, I would just search in Google. I would just say Netbeans JDK bundle. It takes you here to the Oracle site. And then what you want to do is accept the license agreement. And then for your machine, most probably it's a Windows box. Let's say you have a Linux box, you can do it in Linux and Mac. But if you have a PC and running Windows, probably 64 bits, so you want to grab that one and get that installed. And that's your Netbeans. And you just install that, and then you can actually start coding Java in Netbeans. Now with Netbeans, you get a lot more functionality. You're not as limited as you are in Replit. But the part I like is you can create user interfaces a lot more simply than you would got to code them completely from scratch. This one has a UI builder in it. It should allow you to build it more easily. So that's what you need to do today in Java 2. Feel free to send me any emails with questions if you have any. Try to get this going, and I'm going to maybe go through this process sometime tonight, so I have a version of it that came from Replit instead of the way I normally do it. All right, I'll see you.